Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. It's Thursday, August 28th. Nueces County officials announced during a press conference yesterday that the county fell victim to a potential cyber incident, resulting in approximately $2 million in losses. Interim County Auditor Constance Sanchez, who has been in the role for about 2 weeks, revealed the incident and that several protective measures have been put in place.
We have stopped all wire transfers to avoid future potential fraud, and all payments to Nueces County will be made by paper format at this time until further notice.
Payroll systems remain operational and unaffected. Sheriff J.C. Hooper told KRAS 6 News they have been investigating the case for a week and that federal agencies are expected to assist. The sheriff's office first became aware of the incident when the county's risk manager began moving forward to recover the loss via insurance for an amount less than what the county announced yesterday. Citizens Medical Center in Victoria is moving forward with its request of $10 million in funding to cover construction and expansion costs. The Board of Managers voted unanimously yesterday to grant the board chair authorization to sign a memorandum of understanding with Victoria County. The agreement is for low-interest, long-term debt that counties can issue without voter approval when projects serve a public need. At Wednesday's board meeting, Citizens Medical Center CEO Michael Olson provided updates on ongoing initiatives included as part of the expansion and construction of the hospital's new intensive care unit is a glass wall for a new chemotherapy area. Del Mar College has approved a new $130 million budget for the 2025-26 school year. The budget is driven in part by a 38% jump in full-time, first-time students. Board President Carol Scott told KIII News the largest expense in the budget is salaries. The plan includes a 3.5% raise for faculty and staff. Scott said the college is also losing major revenue sources
related to a couple of pieces of property big pieces of property being taken off the tax rolls. The biggest, strongest leg on our stool are ad valorem taxes. And that's why community colleges in Texas are funded the way they are.
In response, Regents also approved a small property tax increase from which taxpayers can expect to pay about $16 more per year from Del Mar's share. Former GOP Representative Myra Flores announced yesterday that she is switching back to her original district to challenge Representative Vicente Gonzalez, Democrat McAllen, in 2026. Flores' decision to run in the 34th Congressional District comes months after she launched a campaign in the 28th District against Representative Henry Cuellar, Democrat Laredo, and just days after Texas legislature approved a new congressional map. Flores represented the 34th District in 2022 for about 6 months after winning the seat in a special election. Dock renovations at the Port of Harlingen are underway, made possible with a $3.9 million grant awarded in 2022. That grant is from the U.S. Department of Transportation Maritime Division Port Infrastructure Development Grant Project. Docks 1 and 2, which were originally built in the 1950s, have not had any rehabilitation since the early 1990s, according to the port. The project is set to be completed in spring 2026. Renovations to the docks will be done in phases to minimize impact on current barge and commodity traffic. Texas lawmakers are moving forward with legislation that would reduce how much cities and counties can collect in property tax revenue without voter approval. The bill passed both the House and Senate, but lawmakers must agree on the exact percentage before it reaches Governor Abbott's desk. The Senate version proposed a 2.5% cap. In Nueces County, the proposed change would greatly impact the local budget. County Judge Connie Scott told KRAS 6 News that counties rely on property tax revenue as their main source of funding. Scott said a couple of years ago the county's tax rate was at 0.24. With the voter-approved rate, they can get up to 0.26. Scott says the county hopes to move forward with their budget, setting their tax levy at 0.28. In the wake of the deadly July 4th flood, the Texas House has given initial approval to a bill that changes how local public safety agencies purchase communication equipment. The goal is to establish a one-size-fits-all system that ensures first responders will be able to speak to one another through their radios during emergencies. The Texas Newsroom's Blaze Gainey has more.
The bill faced little debate on the House floor and passed nearly unanimously, with only 5 members voting against it. The measure requires the governor to set standards for how radios connect to each other. Local agencies looking to get new equipment will need to have the purchase cleared by the governor first. Why? Because when the Hill Country flooded, first responders said communication breakdowns got in the way of disaster response. Victoria Republican Representative A.J. Louderback sponsored the measure. He says it's the largest single issue that we've ever faced in our state.
This situation has been dire for every disaster we've had, from the floods to the fires to every issue that we've got.
After final approval from the House, the measure will head to the Senate. I'm Blaze Gainey in Austin.
Weeks after the city of Victoria issued 2 boil water notices, surrounding cities have been informing residents on how they keep their drinking water safe. Cuero City Manager Wayne Berger told 25 News Now that the city operates a ground water well system that provides safe drinking water to its community. The system includes 4 wells, 3 treatment plants, and 10 sampling locations that are checked daily to keep chlorine levels between 1.5 and 3 milliliters. When chlorine levels drop below the recommended range, the city increases flushing of chlorine to more than twice a month. Berger also noted that chlorine levels can vary depending on the temperature. Berger said he would work closely with the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and alert citizens to check the city's Facebook page for updates. Harlingen City Manager Gabriel Gonzalez will sign a new 3-year contract and stay on as the city's top administrator. Gonzalez's new contract will pay a $250,000 salary and comes after about 2 weeks of discussion within the commission and about 5 months after commissioners launched his annual evaluation process. Gonzalez told the Valley Morning Star that during a meeting, commissioners said they would look at giving him a pay increase, adding their last pay increase came 2.5 years ago. The new contract would keep Gonzalez in office into 2029, making him Harlingen's longest-serving city manager in recent history. DHR Health announced yesterday the launch of medical forensic exam services at DHR Health Brownsville Hospital. These exams, according to officials, will be performed by highly trained forensic nurses who specialize in trauma-informed medical care for individuals of all ages who have experienced abuse or assault. The Medical Forensic Exam Services Center is already established at the DHR Health in Hidalgo County. Just in case you haven't noticed, on social media, there are folks on platforms calling themselves influencers. Now, who are they, and what are they trying to do with their influence? Lon Gonzalez spoke to one local influencer and how they operate in the social media community.
When you hear the term influencer, it would obviously mean someone who could have an impact on a variety of issues for people. Food, clothing, travel, the list goes on. While influencers have been around in some form or another with the advent of radio and television, it's the social media influencer that's been in the forefront as of late. What began in the early 2000s with blogs and vlogs have expanded, and only in the last decade or so have local influencers made their mark. Earlier this week, the American Advertising Federation Coastal Bend chapter presented 4 local influencers, what areas they focused on, and how they operate overall. Among them was Haley Wilson, whose specialty is restaurants and foodies who are always looking for that next great place to eat. She's been doing this for 3 years aside from a regular job. The key to a good influencer, she says, is a relationship with business owners.
So it's been an incredible experience where it's not just a transactional relationship, it's truly like building that deep friendship with business owners in our community.
While the type of influencer is wide-ranging, could the future hold something different for those who look for the right audience to cater to?
I think the sky is the limit for influencers. I don't know what the future holds, but I think that people are seeking authenticity. They don't necessarily want to see this incredibly crafted commercial from McDonald's. They want to see true, real life from influencers, whether that's me showing off a restaurant or someone showing off a new outfit they just got.
One of the main areas all influencers seek, aside from a good business relationship, is transparency from the people they work with on their platform. Transparency translates into success in most instances.
Transparency is huge between my followers and between the relationships that I have with owners. So really, I only highlight places I love. There are people who say they want to see me give negative reviews, and I'm just not that person. I'm very positive. So if you see me posting something, I truly mean what I say. And if I haven't posted a place yet, that doesn't mean I don't love it, but if you don't see a place, there is a chance. So I'm very transparent between the owners, did I actually truly love this experience? Did I not? Where could they improve? All kinds of things like that. And then what I tell my audience is what I mean.
With the rise of local influencers, their audience have become a community that both identify and align themselves with that person, viewing them as friends. From there, it's word of mouth for whatever the topic is, with hopes of success for all involved: influencer, business, and the people who follow them. For KDT News, I'm Lon Gonzalez.
Yesterday, members of the Ingleside Garden Club gathered to celebrate Jean Joyce with a national award. National Garden Club District 7 trustee Gwen DeWitt presented Joyce with the title of Member of Honor from National Garden Clubs, Inc., an organization consisting of groups across the country. The South Central chapter includes Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and New Mexico. A totem recognizing Joyce's title will be placed at the Jean Joyce Garden located at the Ingleside Senior Center at 2850 Main Street. Last August, the city of Ingleside recognized Joyce with an official declaration of August 21st as Jean Joyce Day. Wednesday's celebration also served as the conclusion to Jean Joyce Week. And in sports, the Corpus Christi Hooks stole a season-high 9 bases while Trey Dombroski pitched 5 shutout frames as the Hooks engineered a 6-1 win over the Drillers last night in Tulsa. Dombroski tied the organizational lead with his 8th win and lowered his ERA to 3.92. The 6'5" southpaw struck out 5 while delivering 46 of 66 pitches for strikes. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.